What's up, folks? Today we're going to learn how to create a quiz from a video. So essentially you have some video, maybe the video has some content that you want to learn, and what you would like is to create a high quality quiz from that video following some specifications, and that's what we're going to learn how to do today. So for this example, I prepared something very simple. The workflow is going to be essentially to take in a video, create a transcript of the video, and then based on the transcript, we create the quiz following some specifications. And in this case, we're going to learn how to create a quiz with multiple choices. And that's it. So for these instructions, it's going to be very simple. Each question has to have a clearly tagged correct answer. And each answer should include some rationale to explain why that answer is correct. Maybe even validating with a section of the transcript to make sure, you know where you're at with that particular answer, right? And here I have an example structure for what that quiz would look like. So you would have like four alternatives, one correct alternative that's properly indicated as such. And you have the rationales for each of the alternatives explaining, look, this is not correct because X, this is not correct because Y, etc. To get that going, we're going to need to do some special installation, some imports. So the stuff that we're going to install is going to be MoviePy to handle the video processing stuff for clipping the video and doing stuff like that. We're going to use OpenAI Whisper for the transcription. We're going to use PyDub for, I don't remember, for segmenting the audio when the audio is too large. We obviously are going to use OpenAI API for creating the quiz using the latest GPT-4o model. But I would like to have a open source version of the same tool so that you can plug and play whatever LLM you want to use for your particular you know uh, example. Maybe it's a video with personal content. Maybe you want a faster option, so you can use an open source model. So let's get started. So I've already worked on this project, so I have a notebook kind of organized, and we're going to walk through uh, actually, let's build an entirely new notebook. I'm gonna name it quiz from video. And what we're gonna do is I'm gonna have my old notebook here on my right and the notebook that we're developing here on the left. So that we do everything like step by step from scratch, starting with creating our environment. So I already ran conda create quiz from video Python equal 2.11. So let me just deactivate this environment, and I'm going to activate conda activate quiz from video. Beautiful. And all I need to do now is make sure that this environment is accessible within VS Code. So I'm going to run python -m ipykernel install install user name equal quiz from video. And I don't know if I have ipykernel installed. Let's see. I do not, so I have to install it. So pip install ipykernel, and perfect. And now I can run this, and perfect. Now I'm gonna have access to that kernel in the notebook. So I can come here and I can say kernel, Jupyter kernel, quiz from video. I refresh, and there you go. I have access to my environment here, which is very, very nice. Oh, let's go. Quiz from kernel. Select the kernel. I'm getting some random issue. I don't know why. Kernel. I'm going to open up VS Code. Beautiful. I'm going to say kernel. Kernel. Quiz from video. Okay, let's see. Let's test it out. And there you go. We have access to the kernel. We have access to that environment. So now I'm going to run the installations for all of these packages. So I'm just going to install them right here in the notebook. Beautiful. And I always forget, but I should have said capture std. What was it? It was like capture. I'm going to use GitHub Copilot. Capture the notebook error instead of printing. There's a little line that you can write here on top to make sure that this error doesn't. Nope, that's not it. I forgot what it was. Doesn't matter. Okay, so we have all the packages installed, which is nice. Now I'm going to run the imports. So we're going to use the video file clip to create. I don't remember why I use. I think I use it if I need to cut the video. We'll see. So I'm going to run this. And now I'm going to run my system message. I'm going to install the system message. So the system message for this is going to be something like, I'm going to copy from the one that I already wrote. Yeah, beautiful. So you're a helpful research assistant. Ta-da-da-da-da. I'm going to modify this one a little bit because this one was for an actual quiz that I was creating for one of my courses. And I like this to create the first draft of the quizzes so that I can review and then modify and improve. So it's going to be very simple. I'm just going to say questions will always target the ideas discussed in the video, be very precise, specific. Yes. No need for this. Learning objective. Uh, relevant course video to be fed. Output will always be 3 questions per video. Let's say we're going to create 1 question per video. I'm going to create 1 question per video description. Okay, so the system message, you're a helpful research assistant specialized in prompt engineering. Not really. I was creating about the videos that I'm going to be testing this on are going to be about prompt engineering, but you can write down whatever you want in this section. You'll be fed descriptions of video for my prompt engineering course, and we'll output quizzes based on the transcription following these guidelines. Okay, so that's good. Questions will target the most important concepts and ideas discussed in the video, being very precise, instructive, and specific. And then I show the quiz format to the model. So I say what the face of the format is. And today, if everything goes well in this little demonstration, I might evolve this approach because right now I'm asking the model to output something in a certain structure, but the absolute best way to get structured outputs from large language models like ChatGPT is to use tools like Pydantic. But for right now, for this simple example, I don't think I need to go the Pydantic route. So let's try this out first, and then we'll see what happens, right? So I'm going to run this. I'm setting temperature to 0 because I want the model to be as precise as possible. But I'm actually going to, I already did this with 0, and I found the questions a bit too obvious, a bit too like pragmatic. So I'm going to put 0.2 to see what happens. Okay. Now that I've done this, the next step is to have my helper functions. I'm just going to copy the ones that I already have set up. And we're going to walk through what each one of them is doing. So in order of importance, let me just put the transcription. Okay, so what is going on in each of these helper functions? The first one, store segments, is for retrieving the text segments from a list, okay? And you will understand what that means. This one calculates the memory size for an audio file, okay? I should have said audio file here. So I'm just gonna write a little doc string here. So calculates the memory size for an audio file in megabytes. Because I found that OpenAI Whisper for files over 25 megabytes doesn't work as well. So I use this function to calculate the memory size of that audio file first. And then if the memory size of the file is bigger than a threshold, 25 megabytes, we split the audio file into parts first. And then we collect the transcriptions for each of the splits, and then we put it all together. That's it. So this function here splits an audio file when the audio file is too big. So this is a function to split an audio file into chunks of a given duration. And the duration is chosen based on the size of the file. Perfect. Then we have a function to convert a video to an audio. file, to a .wav file. And we have here, we use the MoviePy video clip to do that conversion. It's pretty simple, pretty easy. And then we have a function to do the transcription using the OpenAI Whisper model. Okay, so this will work for English. And I feed the function the model and the audio path, and then I return the transcription. So I say, and I do my calculation of whether or not the file has more than 25 megabytes of memory. And if the file does have more than 25, what I do is I split that into chunks, and then I transcribe each chunk, which is what I'm doing here. And then I put all of that text together under transcription, a transcription string, and then I return that to the user. Now, if the file is below 25 megabytes, I just run transcribe on the audio file. Finally, I have here a function that uses the ChatGPT API to generate the quiz. And that's it uses the system message that we just saw and a prompt which will contain the transcription. I actually should just say, I'm going to change this to just transcription. And I'm going to change this to create quiz. All right. Okay, cool. So now we can run this, which is perfect. And now we can instantiate our model. So that's what we're going to do now. I'm going to say model equals whisper dot load model. And then let me just see. Yeah, I use the base model for this example. So let's use the base model. And now I need a video path to generate my quiz. Luckily, I do have a video here. So I'm going to use the video that I have here prepared. I just got to go here to my thing. There you go. Copy videos, module 3, content quiz from videos. And that's it. So I just copied the video here. So now I have a couple of videos here. I'm going to create a folder called videos, and then I'm going to move all the MP4 files to the videos folder. And now I can access that video folder. And I'm going to pick this video called text summarization. And I'm gonna write a function to transcribe the video. So transcribe the audio, transcribe the video, convert, etc., etc. Now I'm gonna put this on the helper function. Actually, no reason to have it down there. So transcribe video, and it will take in a model. It will take in. I'm just gonna copy the one that I already have prepared because it also has some other helper functions that might be helpful. And I did do this. Okay. I'm just remembering because I prepared this, but then I forgot what I had done. So now we're remembering together. Okay, cool. So now I have a function to create a quiz. Perfect. I have a function to transcribe the video, which will take in the model, the Whisper model that we loaded, the video file path, and the audio file. Then it converts the video to audio and then generates the transcription, and then returns that transcription. That's what this function does. All right. Now, for the creation of the quiz, I had a little with module number, video path, and so on and so forth. Yeah, I had a little function here that was doing the creation of the quiz, and it was adding information about the video, the module of some course I was working on, and the actual transcription. I'm actually gonna copy this. Yeah, this is not create quiz. Okay, so I have the create quiz function. Perfect. So now we have, I'm going to use this, but I'm going to delete this module information. Yeah, no need for this one. Create a quiz based on this transcription of the video and the output quiz. That's fine. So I have this function that creates the quiz. It will take in the transcription, the video path, and the video path is just fed to this prompt because I want the model to create the quiz and add information about the video that was used to create that quiz. And that's just nice for reference. And there's no need for module number in this case. And then we return the quiz output. Perfect. Now, the final thing is to have a function called save file, and this function will essentially save the file with the contents of the quiz that was created, and that's what we need. Okay, so now I have the model loaded, I have a video path, and now all I need is just to call this function on my video path. And to do that, I need to have the transcription. And to have the transcription, I need to transcribe the video. To transcribe the video, I need to transcribe the audio of the video. For transcribing the audio of the video, I need to convert to audio. So I need to take in a video, transcribe that video. Then after the transcription, create the quiz. So let's do precisely that, starting with transcribe video. So audio file is transcribe the video. It's actually not a file, it's the transcription file, right? Because we remember that the transcribe video returns the actual transcription. Sorry, so just transcription. Transcription. So I'm gonna save this, and now we're gonna print this to the terminal. So let's see what happens. So now MoviePy is converting to a audio file, and now we're running the transcription using the Whisper model. So it should be working in just a sec. All right, so the video was transcribed, and we have it here. What's up, folks? In this video, we're gonna go through text summarization, etc., etc. Perfect. So now that we have the video transcribed, all we need to do is create the transcript. So I'm gonna say create create quiz from video. I'm going to feed in the transcription and the video path, and that should give me the quiz, which I will save in a variable called video quiz. All right. And we're going to be able to see that video quiz. But to visualize it better, I'm going to use Markdown. So I'm going to say from ipython.display, import Markdown, and then Markdown video quiz. So that should give us the quiz. So let's take a look and see if that's what we get. So now it will take a few seconds to call the API and to get back the quiz. And we get back a wonderful quiz about text summarization. Look at that. What evaluation criteria used to assess the quality of the text summarization in the video? Rouge. Yeah. What I don't like about this quiz question is that the question is not about necessarily the concepts and ideas in the video, but it's self-referential. So it asks about what is the criteria used to assess quality of text summarization in the video. So I don't like this aspect of the question in the quiz. So that's good, because now what I can do is go back to my system message and the prompt that I used to generate the quiz and do a little bit of do a few modifications to make sure that the quiz is more about the contents discussed and not really what happened during the video. So I'm going to go back here on the system message, and I'm going to say here, I'm going to say make sure por quiz based transcriptions following these guidelines. Okay, so let me just say this quiz format, and I'm going to say make sure your question is not about what happened in the video, but about the contents discussed, the concepts, and the answer can be found by watching and understanding the video content. So I added this to make sure the model avoids self-referential questions. So let's see if that helps. If not, maybe we'll play with temperature, maybe we'll play with the prompt itself. We'll see what happens. So now I did this, and now we can try again creating the quiz. And I'm pretty sure I don't have to rerun, create a quiz from video. This video now should have the system message, because the system message being used is the system message variable, which I just updated. So all I need to do now is just run it again. So let's take a look and let's see the question. What is the primary evaluation metric used for assessing quality of text summarization output? Okay, so that's annoying because this in the video still happens here. And a version of this question that I would like is, what is an evaluation metric that can be used to assess quality of text summarization outputs, right? So I want to avoid these expressions in the video. So I'm going to go back to the system message and I'm going to say, for example, avoid questions that include in the video or would, yeah, I think that's enough. So let's update the system message and then let's come back here and try to generate another version of this quiz. And then still in the video. That's very annoying. So still in the video. Avoid questions that include statements like in the video. Your output will always be one question. I'm going to re-emphasize this statement of avoiding the in the video type of stuff in the prompt that is sent when creating the quiz. So I'm going to say, yeah, I'm going to say right here. I'm going to come over here. I'm going to say avoid questions inside in the video, and then the output quiz. Beautiful. So now I'm going to update the create quiz function. And we're going to run it again, and we'll see if this time we get a decent result. What is the primary evaluation used? Still doesn't update. That's very annoying. Let's see. What could I do better? Create quiz from video, transcription video path. So I'm going to change the temperature here to like 0.5. Change the temperature. And then, am I using temperature? Yes, I am using in the create quiz function. So now everything's updated. So now I'm going to run this again. Okay, so why can't I avoid this in the video statement? Let me see. What question? Learning objective, including a rationale, targeting the most important concepts discussed. I'm going to generate more questions. So your output will always be 3 questions per video. So let's just generate a few more questions just to see if we get better samples. So now let's create a quiz again. This time we should have 3 questions. There we go, but we did get 3 questions. So let's see. Which criteria was used to assess the quality of text summarization in the experiment? At least it didn't say in the video. What is the purpose of setting temperature? For generating prompt candidates. Okay. A higher temperature closer to, yeah. And then why is it important to use systematic approach to generate candidates in the text summarization experiment? I don't like the in the because it refers to the video, but these are much better options and much better questions in general. So I'd say that this is a pretty good first initial prototype. And let's just sum up what we've talked about. So we talked about how to create a quiz from a video, right? We had some simple imports to handle the conversion of the video to audio and then the transcription of the audio file. And then we use the transcription to create quizzes using the OpenAI API, right? We wrote a custom system message for the model to define very clearly what should be the format that we expect from the model when creating the quizzes. And we set a temperature and played a little bit about with temperature to generate different results and examples of questions. Then we wrote down some helper functions to handle the conversion of the audio to, we handle the conversion of video to audio and the transcription, as well as handling things like when the audio file is too big and OpenAI's Whisper model cannot transcribe that, we split that into chunks and then we transcribe the chunks of audio files and then we put all of that together. After that, we just loaded the model, we set up a video for testing, and then we ran transcription of the video, and then we created a quiz from the video. And I would say that that's pretty neat. And I guess that's it. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and see you next time. Cheers.